When someone asks me what my core beliefs, what my core values, what my leadership platform is in reference to education, I'm quick to respond by telling people that I'm a product of my experiences, and I'm a product of the great leaders that I've had around me in my life. I'm also a product of kind of learning how not to do things. We've all had the pleasure in our lives of being around really good leaders, and then of course we've had the opportunity to be around some really bad leaders, and I think that teaches us, what we should take with us and implement it going forward, and maybe perhaps what we should never do. But um, my core values, my leadership platform, I think it's really founded on servant leadership. I've never asked somebody to do something that either I hadn't already done myself or wouldn't be willing to do. And normally when I'm asking people to do something, I'm trying to teach them how to do it. Um, as a head football coach all the time, I found myself, anytime it came time to paint the game field, or spray my fields, or do the laundry, or do inventory, or what have you, I always took time to kind of do those like teaching lessons. I always tried to teach my coaches how to do those things, because I felt like as a head coach and as somebody who had learned from a lot of great leaders, that I needed to pay all those experiences, all those learning lessons forward, so that they could perhaps become a well organized head coach leader one day themselves. Um, I also believe servant leadership is about serving for the right reasons. It's not about being recognized or to post something on social media, but to sort of work in silence and do things with a servant heart. I've always believed that if tomorrow you decided to go to a student's house and do something for them or for their families, or for a teacher, you just don't talk about it a whole lot. You just do it because it's the right thing to do, and you kind of want to pay the good experiences you've had. You want to pay them forward. I also believe being a servant leader is about, being the person that you always wanted an administrator to be to you. I think that's so important when we're talking about developing a leadership philosophy. Is always be the administrator. I'll always be the future principal, be the assistant principal that you wanted somebody to be to you. Whether that means trying to handle a discipline incident the same day that it happens, whether it's taking care of a work order, whether it's just really showing somebody some real support when they're going through some hard times. I've always believed, be the administrator that you wanted somebody to be to you. I also believe in protective and shield leadership, and this means, anytime you get an opportunity to stand behind your teachers, to stand behind your staff, to really show them support, you do that, because just as Covey has argued in his book that we've been reading in this course, it's extremely important to build trust with your staff, because if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. And I think you build trust by putting a time stamp on things. A teacher may have a question for you, you may not have the answer. I think it builds trust to not always to have the answers. As a leader, you don't always have to have to answer to every question, but I think your job is to try to go find that answer for that teacher or that individual or that student, and you timestamp it and you say, hey, I don't have the answer, but let me get back with you. And I think all those things go into building trust with the staff, with students, with the parents, with the community. Just do things that are going to build trust, because the stronger your link is with trust, the more you're going to be able to truly implement your vision, and people are gonna to that vision, um, share that vision that you have. It's going to be a whole lot easier to move that vision forward. I do think time, I do think sometimes my leadership philosophy is also very strategic. And what I mean by that is I've always believed that data is important, and your data is going to tell you everything. It's going to tell you the great things you're doing. It's going to tell you what you're kind of doing okay, and then sometimes your data is going to, really hurt your feelings. It's gonna show you and tell you some things that maybe you didn't want to admit. Maybe you didn't want to kind of see it in front of your face. But the best school leaders out there, I truly believe they look at their data. They let that data inform every decision that they make. Whether that data is test scores, whether it's benchmarks, whether it's check-ins, whether it's discipline data, whether it's tardy data. I mean, we can talk about all the types of data that we deal with as school administrators. I feel like our job is to truly look at that data, um, see where we're strong, where we're weak, develop plans to keep where we're strong at moving forward, develop plans to fix whatever isn't right. Um, I would also say this. This is something I should have said at the beginning of my video. Our number one priority as school leaders is to make sure that our staff and our students feel safe. And so, I always think it's important to look at your safety plans, to individualize those plans to meet the needs of your current students and staff. All those things go into building trust. And I think the one thing I've learned in this course, and something that I will take with me the rest of my career here as a student at East Carolina and in my administrative career, is that if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. And so I'm going to wrap up by saying I think my leadership philosophies are all really blended. I think I could be somewhere of a mixture of a really good servant leader, a strategic leader, a charismatic type leader, a protective shield type leader. But I think you kind of got to understand that all of those are important, and I think the best school administrators out there are able to jump from task to task, from situation to situation, and be able to stay calm and handle all of them. I've looked forward to getting to know everybody in this course. I appreciate all your comments, all the lessons you've tried to pay forward, and I hope that you've been able to learn something from me as well. I look forward to working with each of you going forward. And as I said in my beginning video, go Pirates.